Hey guys, it's Lots, and today I want to talk about your goals and why I think you should keep them private until you've actually done some progress on them. I actually got this video inspired by another YouTuber named TropCD. I think I'm pronouncing that right. He did a video on this topic. His video had me thinking about goals in my life that I've told people, and I've noticed that a lot of goals I've told people I've never actually followed through on. And I think that's just very interesting. And he was bringing up some facts about how, if you tell people that you want to achieve something, it like tricks your brain into like thinking that you already done it. And I was actually looking up at some other articles about this, and there's a lot of articles in support of it. A lot of people, you tell someone about your goal, and obviously they want to support you, right? So they're gonna be like, "Oh, good for you! Like I'm really proud of you," and stuff like that. And that like kind of tricks your brain into thinking that you've already like achieved that, if that makes sense. It makes you feel that high, I guess you could say. And once you come down from that, you actually get demotivated in some cases. And I've kind of noticed that with me. I've told people for years now that I want to start working out and start going to the gym. And I've always said, like, oh, I'm going to do it this year. I'm going to start working out. I've never stepped foot in a gym since like high school, if that even counts. And I don't know if it's because of this. I feel like it might be part of it. But I think in my head, it's like I'm saying this to like show them that, oh, I like am putting some kind of effort in, I'm at least thinking about it, but I'm not actually following through with it. I feel like a good motto for this is, I saw this on an article where they said praise the progress rather than the pursuit, and maybe you can even take that as when people tell you their goals, you could kind of not be a dick about it, but like be like, oh, like I'm happy for you, like excited to see some progress. Like maybe word it like that. So, and then like follow up on them, like check up on them to make sure they're actually following through, and then support them through the process, obviously. But if you're thinking about starting something, you're thinking about telling people about it, I think maybe start the goal and then tell people about it. The most recent example is honestly this YouTube channel. I haven't told anybody about this YouTube channel. I mean, I told my friends that I thought about starting a YouTube channel, but I never told them that I actually did start one, that I started posting on it and all that. And I've thought about now, since I've had a couple videos up, about telling them, but then literally the next day I saw a video on my recommended, and it was literally, don't tell people about your YouTube channel. And I saw that video and I was like, this must be some kind of like sign from God, or like the computers are getting really advanced now, because I didn't even say that thing out loud. And you know how like the advertisements work when you talk about it. But anyway, yeah, I watched that video and I thought it was interesting. There were some points I agreed with, and there are other points that I was like, I don't know about that. It's not that I think my friends wouldn't support my YouTube channel. I think the number one thing for me is I didn't want to tell them right when I started, because then they would be like my core audience in the beginning, if that made sense. Like I would feel like I would just be talking directly to them rather than kind of like anybody wants to listen, which I kind of like more. But I think I still want to hold off on telling them, at least for a bit, because I think I want to like build up and be like, yo, this is what I've been working on for like the past couple months. I think it'd be really cool to show them that. And my friends have even told me, like, listen, there's been stuff that you said that you want to do and you just don't follow through with them. And I know that's been an issue that I've had. There's been a number of times where I've told them that I'm going to do stuff for them and I haven't followed through, which isn't a great thing. But I think there's obviously some exceptions to this rule. I don't think you should always, close your doors and just be a hermit. But I think, if you want to do something and people could help you through that process, obviously tell them. If you want to, start a business and you need a business partner, or you want to start getting into something and this person is already like an expert into it, obviously you could tell them about it. They're going to help you through it. But just kind of like shouting your goals out to anyone and everywhere, I don't know. I feel like it at least for me, it's been more harmful than good. So I think if you catch yourself being in that like similar category to me, maybe try to just perform your goals rather than say them. I know another thing for me is whenever a girl shows any kind of interest in me, I'm telling everybody about her. I'm like, oh guys, this girl is so into me, and they're like, all right, like what are you gonna do about it? And I'm just like, like we'll see what happens, and like nothing happens. So that's literally the same thing. So yeah, you just kind of gotta realize, what are you actually doing? If you're not doing anything, should you really be telling people about it? I don't know. And again, as I said, there's some exceptions. Some things you need the support. Like obviously if you're like recovering from like some kind of like addiction, or you're struggling with your mental health and you want to get better, like you don't need to deal with that alone. Like there's some things that you should tell people about. But I'm talking more like, aspirations, creative things, I should say. Like one example, starting this YouTube channel. This is for me. You know what I mean? It's not for anybody else. And if the goal is for yourself, like why do you really care what anybody else thinks, even if it's good? Because I feel like, as I said, like that praise could kind of like trick your brain to thinking like, oh, I already like did it. Like it's crazy to say that, but I've noticed it. So I think it is true in a sense. But yeah, I think it's also just cooler to kind of show people what you've been up to. Like I'm excited to show them this YouTube channel eventually and be like, yo, this is what I've been up to for like the past like 6 months. Like, and be like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like I think that's cooler than saying like, oh, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And then it's like, I have no videos on the channel. It's like, that's like kind of embarrassing. That's what the guy said in the don't tell people about your YouTube channel video. I don't know. I think if you notice that you seem to have a lot of goals, but you can't seem to achieve them, like kind of take a step back and see what you're doing to try to achieve that. Are you kind of just like spitting them out to everybody and saying, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this? Because maybe that's what's causing you to not achieve them. I'm not saying that's the sole reason, but that could be part of it. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.